on the status of statutory instruments in Kisumu County. Commencement of business. The chairperson of the Sectoral Committee on Water, Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change, Honorable Samuel Dede, will move the third reading of the Kisumu County Quarrying Bill 2024. 2. The Leader of Majority, Honorable Kennedy Ooko, will move a motion for the approval of the request for short-term borrowing by the County Executive. On Thursday, 28th August 2025, at 2:30 p.m., the chairperson of the Joint Committee on Labor and Social Welfare and Administration of Law, Justice, Good Governance and Security, Honorable Moses Ochele, will move a motion for the adoption of the progress report on the inquiry into allegation of revenue embezzlement by employees of the Kisumu County Revenue Board. The Speaker, on Tuesday, 2nd September 2025, at 2:30 p.m., there will be papers to be laid. 1, the chairperson of the Joint Committee of Medical Services, Public Health and Sanitation on Labor and Social Welfare Services, Honorable Vincent Jagongo, will table the committee report on the inquiry into the matter of payment and deductions on stipends of community health promoters. Notices of motion. The chairperson of Joint Committee of Medical Services, Public Health and Sanitation on Labor and Social Welfare Services, Honorable Vincent Jagongo, will give a notice for the adoption of the report on inquiry into the matter of payment and deductions on stipends of community health promoters. Statement. The Leader of Majority will issue a statement pursuant to Order Number 42, Paragraph 2 of C of the Standing Orders on the business coming before the County Assembly for the week commencing Wednesday, 2nd September 2025. 2. The MCA for Kajulu Ward on Benson Odega will seek a statement pursuant to Order Number 41.2 of B of the Standing Orders regarding the transfer of funds to various municipalities within the county to facilitate their operations in the financial year 2024-2025. 3. The MCA for Central Kisumu Ward, Honorable Zachary Okoyo, will seek a statement regarding the management of Kenyatta Sports Ground in Kisumu City. And 4. The MCA for East Kanuawidhi, Honorable Moses Ochele, will seek a statement regarding the matter of privatization of Miwani, Chemelin, and Moroni sugar companies. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the commencement of business. The chairperson of the Sectoral Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning, and Urban Development, Honorable Rati Boyton, will move a motion for the adoption of the report on the operational status of municipality. And Mr. Speaker, that's all for today. Thank you very much.
I believe honorable members are advised appropriately. There is also the business for the week that is shared, so please follow up and prepare. It's still statement time. Next order.
Commencement of business, order number 8. Adoption of the report of Water, Environment, Natural Resources, and Climate Change Committee on the Kisumu County Quarrying Control, Bill 2024 by Honorable Samuel Dede.
Honorable Samuel Dede.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to move a motion on report on the public participation on the consideration of the Kisumu County Quarrying Bill Control 2024. Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Being that the report has been already circulated in soft copy and the report was voluminous, I wish this out that I'm going to go through the moving notes. And I'll start with the background. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, quarrying activities in Kisumu County have historically been vital to the region's construction and infrastructure development. However, the sector has faced challenges due to unregulated operations, environmental degradation, and inadequate benefit for local communities. These issues have promoted the county government to take decisive action to ensure sustainable and responsible quarrying practices. To address these challenges comprehensively, Honorable Nereo Kombo, the Deputy Speaker, introduced the Kisumu County Quarrying Control Bill 2024. This legislation aims to regulate the quarrying activities to ensure they are safe, fair, and beneficial to local communities and the environment. The bill seeks to establish legal framework to promotes responsible quarrying practices, protects the environment, and ensure that the benefits derived from quarrying are equitably shared among all stakeholders. The introduction of this bill aligns with the broader county development objectives, including optimizing land use, enhancing revenue generation, and fostering sustainable economic growth. By implementing stringent regulations, by implementing stringent regulations and oversight mechanisms, the county government aims to mitigate environmental impacts, curb illegal mining activities, and promote transparency and accountability within the quarrying sector. The legal framework guiding the preparation of the Quarrying Control Bill 2024. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the formulation of the Kisumu County Quarrying Control Bill 2024 is anchored on robust legal and policy framework at both the national and county levels. The following instruments provided the legal basis for the regulation, management, and oversight of quarrying activities. 1. Constitution of Kenya 2010. Article 42 guarantees every person the right to a clean and healthy environment. Fourth schedule, Part 2, grants the county governments the responsibility for implementation of specific national government policies on natural resources and environmental conservation, and county planning and development, which includes land use and mining regulation at local level. Article 69(1) obligates the state, including county governments, to ensure sustainable exploitation, utilization, and management of natural resources. Legal Framework 2, the County Government Act 2012, empowers county governments to enact laws necessary for the performance of the functions. Section 103 to 115 outlines the requirements for the county planning and development, including land use regulation and environmental conservation. Framework 3, the Environmental Management and Coordination Act, EMCA, for the 1990, revised in 2015, provides the principal legal framework for environmental protection in Kenya. Requires that all quarrying activities undergo an environmental impact assessment and comply with the approved environmental management plans. To establish the National Environmental Management Authority, NEMA, which oversees environmental compliances, including quarrying, rehabilitation, and population control. Framework 4, the Mining Act of 2016. Although mining is a national function, the Act recognizes the role of county governments in licensing of small-scale and artisanal mining operation, approving location-specific activities such as quarrying for building materials, requires public participation and benefit sharing mechanism in the use of mineral resources. Framework 5, the Physical Land Use Planning Act of 2019, mandates regulation of land use activities, including those related to extractive industries such as quarrying, empowers counties to regulate developments to ensure land use compatibility, public safety, and environmental sustainability. Regulation 6, the National Environment Policy of 2013. This advocates for the sustainable natural resource use, ecosystem integrity, and environmental governance. Provide guidelines for integrating environmental considerations into all sectors, including mining and quarrying. Regulation 7, Kisumu County Integrated Development Plan, CIDP. The third Kisumu County CIDP sets out the county development priorities and goals, including sustainable use of natural resources. The Quarrying Control Bill supports the CIDP by promoting regulated exploitation of natural building materials in a manner that generates revenue while protecting the environment. The Regulation 8, the Framework 8, the Public Participation Act of 2018, provides the legal foundation for engaging stakeholders in legislative and policy development process. The preparation of this report of the Quarrying Control Bill 2024 involved consultation with residents, industry stakeholders, and civil society organizations in line with this act and their responses captured under the public participation report. Overview of the Kisumu County Quarrying Bill 2024. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, this is now the summary of the bill. The bill consists of the sections and the clauses in the bill, the content of the bill, and the simplified explanation of the bill, Mr. Speaker. To begin with the introduction, under the clause of the bill is the long title. The content of the introduction part of this, the law regulates quarrying activities to ensure they are safe, fair, and beneficial to local community operators and the environment. The simplified information in the introduction part of it allow to ensure quarrying is done responsibly, protecting both the community and the environment, and ensure fair sharing of benefits generated from the quarrying activities. Under clause in the bill 1 to 2 are the preliminary. This provides the citation, interpretation of terms used in the bill. The preliminary part gives the definition of the terminologies which are used in the proposed legislations. The clause 3 is the object of the act. This regulates the quarrying with the clear rules, protects the environment, ensure fair sharing of benefits, involves communities in managing the quarry. And this, under the simplified explanation, the law regulates quarrying activities to ensure they follow clear rules and timelines, protect the environment, and share the benefit fairly among quarry operators, the government, and the local communities. The guiding principle, which is the clause in the bill, provide for the principle to be followed by all persons affected by the act. This outlines the principles. The clause 5 is the establishment of the committee. A county quarrying control committee will oversee quarrying. Members include county officials, the county officials are the environmental and finance, infrastructure, and health, the community, civil society, and quarry operators representatives. The county quarrying control committee will oversee quarrying. It includes officials from the county government departments, health officers, community representatives, civil society, and quarrying operators. Clause 8, the main duties of the committee. This ensures fair sharing of quarry profits with local communities, monitor safety and environmental rules. And the committee will ensure fair distribution of profits, monitor safety and environmental compliances, maintain a register of operators, advise the government. Under the clause in the bill, we still meet with the section which is coming out with the citizen-friendly version. Keep a register of quarry operators, advise acquiring policies, oversee community development funds, recommend transport routes for quarrying materials, and this promotes environmental restoration. And in the simplified explanation, this oversees the community development funds and promote land restoration post-quarrying. In the Article 13 to 17 is the administration of the quarrying activities. 1, licensing. No quarrying without county license. License only for approved sites. Consider safety, environment, and community. Fees and levies. Quarrying operators must pay fees. Fees fund public services and community projects. Licensing, under simplified term, the quarry operators must have a county license. Licenses are granted based on safety, environmental, and community considerations. Under fees, the quarry operators will pay fees to fund public services and community projects. In clause 18, what the issue of licensing. A license may be denied or revoked if quarry harms the environment and or community, false information is provided, laws or conditions are not followed. Operators will be given chance to explain before the cancellation. The county government may deny or cancel a license if quarrying harms the environment or community, false information is provided, or conditions are not followed. Operators will have an opportunity to explain before the cancellation. Under section 22 to 25, the community benefits. What is the community benefits in the quarry? The quarry operators must sign a benefit sharing agreement with the county government, which includes monetary or non-monetary. And then in the simplified term, quarry operators must sign a benefit sharing agreement ensuring benefits like schools, hospitals, and roads for the community funding for. Then in clause, as we proceed in the clause, as we proceed, the benefit sharing with the community projects and regular public meetings on how profits are used. Then we move to the protection part of the environment. Quarrying operators must restore the land after quarrying to set a security deposit for operations, for restoration. All environmental rules prevent pollution or harm to water, source, and wildlife. Then, the simplified term, quarry operations are required to restore the land after quarrying, set aside a security deposit for restoration, and follow environmental rules to protect water, sources, and wildlife. And in clause 25, what are the concerns? If you have a concern about quarrying, then report to the local community benefit sharing forum or quarrying control committee. Attend the public meetings to give the feedback. Then, in the simplified term, concern can be raised with the local community benefit sharing forum or the quarrying control committee. Public meetings will allow residents to give feedback on quarrying activities. Then, the importance of the law. The law ensures that quarrying in Kisumu County benefits local people, not just operators, protects the environment, promotes transparency in management, and profit sharing. And the simple term means the law ensures that the quarrying benefits the local people, protects the environment, and promotes transparency in how quarrying is managed and profits are shared. And in Article 28, the offenses. Who is found guilty? Those who are found guilty are those who fails to give required information, who makes or knows they are making false statements or punishment. The punishment are individual up to 200,000 or a fine of 3 years jail, or both. That's if one commits an offense. Then to the company, it's a fine of up to 1 million or between 1 million to 5 million for the company for the related offenses. Or license cancellation, continuous breach may lead to cancellation of license. Then who is found guilty? In a simple term, those who fail to provide required information or knowingly makes false statement, then the punishment still goes to 2 million, 200,000 or 3 years jail or both. Companies face fine of the same between 1 million to 5 million. Then we go to Regulation 29, the rehabilitation of the quarry site. Before closing, submit a rehabilitation plan 6 months before the closure. This means that before somebody leaves the quarry site, you have to pass the information, the plan to exit within a period of 6 months. Then, so the second regulation, rehabilitation of the quarries, you fence the site and plant trees after leaving the site. Fill or drain holes or excavations. That's also a rehabilitation measure. Then, before closing, the quarry operator must submit a plan of site fence it for the 6 months. Filling of the drain excavations is also there. Then 30th, environmental considerations. Build dams or gabions designated areas. To keep 200 meters between dams. Use only designed roads. Rehabilitate sites as per the law. Harvest only from riverbeds, not riverbanks. Then the quarry must follow these environmental rules. Build designated dams, gabions, keep 200 meters away from the dams, use of designated roads, use of regulatory sites required by the law. Then we move to the social considerations under 30B. A loader requirements must be 18 years and above and from the local community. Pay loaders at least the minimum wage. Loaders should form groups for self-regulation, support local projects. To support the local projects, the licensee should assist community projects. And we go to 31, the riverbed harvesting guidelines. Leave enough material to retain the water, no quarrying on the riverbanks, use of designated site for loading minerals, stay 100 meters away. Then we go to section 32, which are the regulations. The CCM will issue rules to set fee and procedures for licenses, manage the quarry benefit sharing fund, share revenue fairly between sub-counties. Then to the executive summary. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the report provides a detailed overview of public feedback on the proposed Kisumu County Quarrying Control Bill 2024, collected from all the 35 wards during the public participation session held from the December 6th to 10th of the year 2024. The feedback reflects community concerns, suggestions, and viewpoints. The aim was to ensure the proposed legislation is inclusive, transparent, and aligned with the needs of the people intended to serve. General recommendation of the committee. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, after thorough review of the proposal and upon comparing its provision with the Environmental Management and Coordination Act, MCAD of the 1999, as well as the Sand Harvesting Regulation 2021, the committee recommends that the House adopt this report to facilitate the inclusion of the proposed amendments in the bill, thereby enabling it to serve its intended purpose. For the proposed amendments, please, there is an annex attached in the main report. Conclusion, Mr. Speaker. The conclusion, Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the proposed Quarrying Control Bill 2024 represents a critical step forward in ensuring the quarry activities across Kisumu County and conducted responsibly sustainably and in alignment with the environmental and public safety standards by establishing a clear regulatory framework, enhancing oversight, and promoting accountability among operators. This bill addresses long-standing gaps that have negatively impacted our communities, ecosystems, and infrastructure. The measures proposed not only protect our natural resources and the health of the affected populations, but also provide greater certainty and fairness to legitimate quarrying businesses. It is a balanced and forward-looking piece of legislation that reflects both economic and environmental imperatives. In light of the urgent need to manage quarrying operations more effectively and to safeguard the well-being of current and future generations, I urge all members to lend their full support to the Quarrying Control Bill 2024 report. Your endorsement will demonstrate a firm commitment to responsible governance, environmental stewardship, and the sustainable development of the nation. After all those, Mr. Speaker, may I now call Honorable Peter Obaso, second the motion. Thank you.
Honorable Peter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion before the House. Mr. Speaker, I've been part of this bill from the initial stages, and I want to inform this House that this bill is for the benefit of our people. Mr. Speaker, the key objective of this bill is to regulate the quarry activities that happens within this county, and also to protect our environment. Mr. Speaker, we've seen instances where some individuals within this county are extracting sand from the soil, and they end up that they are being buried by those by the ground. So thereby, this a bill will regulate such. And I want to urge this House to support this bill so that it benefits members of our great county. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, through these levies, we'll also enhance our council's revenue. And this will be for the benefit of our county. We've seen that this county is not able to raise our own source revenue, and I think this will also act as one of the streams. Thereby, I want to urge this House to support this bill, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, I second.
Honorable members, and now that the motion adoption of the report of the Water, Environment, Natural Resource and Climate Change Committee on the Kisumu County Quarrying Control Bill 2024 have been moved and seconded. As per our standing orders, I want to propose question. And I propose that the adoption of the motion adoption of the report of Water, Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change Committee on the Kisumu County Quarrying Control Bill 2024 is open for debate. The Honorable Ruben Rakwash.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the bill. Honorable Speaker, this quarry bill is going to be beneficial to the county of Kisumu at large. Because, Honorable Speaker, I've been going through this report and I see there is emphasis is being put on licensing. That currently there are a lot of quarry sites which do not even have licenses. And in that, our county government lose a lot of revenue. This one is done, then if the act, because after we have passed it, it will turn into an act. If it is operationalized, then I know it will go a long way in enhancing our revenue collection. And then also, even protecting the environment, because this quarrying, it is done within, some are even next to the human settlement. And here, the bill talks of there is a process of approval of these sites, and only the approved sites will be given licenses. So now, we will not have quarrying sites everywhere, even in places that will not result into environmental friendly practices, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, another reason why I'm supporting this bill, it is because of the emphasis that it has put on the best practices. Honorable Speaker, it even gives a warning that no quarrying will be entertained during the rainy seasons. And we have seen it. During rainy seasons, if at all these heavy vehicles which are carrying the products of those quarry, when they step on the roads, we have seen the result. They really degrade our roads, because we know that our roads are sometimes soft during the rainy season. So I think the degradation of our roads during that time will be well taken care of. At the same time, it talks of the way, especially sand harvesting, how it should be done, that the operators are encouraged to do riverbed harvesting other than the riverbank. This one has resulted in a lot of problems, this issue of riverbank quarrying or harvesting of sand. Because we have been doing banking or doing embankment on our riverbanks to control the flood waters when the rivers swell, Honorable Speaker. But you realize that when harvesting is done on the banks, then they even end up interfering with those embankments. And now the end result is flood waters encroaching into the human settlement, and then people will have to go to the evacuation center, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, another reason why I support this bill is the benefit sharing agreement, which is well put here. That from the proceeds of quarrying, that is where we'll get something for maintenance of the roads. There will also be CSR, that is the corporate social responsibility, for even improving our schools and the hospitals. At the same time, there is land restoration plan after quarrying, that there will be a security deposit during the quarrying time, such that when whatever, or rather the mineral which is being exploited from that side, when it is exhausted, then that land need to be restored. There are instances whereby these sites are abandoned after complete exploitation, and then you realize that they even pose a risk to the animals and even to human beings. And all this is going to be addressed with the authorization of this bill when it eventually turns into an act. So, Honorable Speaker, with all few remarks, I support. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to give a few highlights on this report. Honorable Speaker, the mover mentioned benefit of the quarries to the community. But it did not come out very clear what kind of benefits that a community living in the area where the exercise is being done will get. This should be incorporated into the report so that when the report is approved in the floor of this house, the communities living in those areas will know distinctly the kind of benefit that quarry exercise will bring to them. Number two, Honorable Speaker, we all know that we have an authority body called NEMA. NEMA regulates all the environmental management within this country. It will be in good faith if NEMA is involved in this kind of report. Number three, Mr. Speaker, the report is talking about approval of permits or cancellation when certain aspects are not met. But again, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the way our county has been approving permits, there is very little that is done. Approval of permits everywhere always goes smooth as long as the permit seeker is ready to do a few monkey business. So approval of permits is just a smoke screen in this report. Honorable Speaker, the mover talked about restoration of the land. It is just left blank like that, restoration of blank. The report must come out very clear and outline properly, clearly, the kind of restoration that will be done on these pieces of land. So that the companies or the people undertaking the quarry exercise will know exactly upon completion of their activities what is expected of them to do. If you talk about restoration as a blank like that, that may not cure the problem. Last but not least, Honorable Speaker, we understand the exercise of what activities are done at the quarry, the maraming or the ballast. Of course, this cannot be loaded by human. In this aspect, the report was telling us that loading of the trucks should be done by the community living within that area. But truth be told, loading is done by loaders, the machines, and not human beings. Talk about sand. Maybe this is where loading will be done. But ideally, and it is in the public domain, sand harvesting are done by individuals who do that exercise on their own and at the same time employ a few people if they may not be able to load the sand. So that report, that recommendation is not actually up to date. Honorable Speaker, I now want to say that this report is good, but what I have just highlighted should be incorporated in this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Chief Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to debate on this report of County Quarrying Control Bill 2024. I believe so. Which has been presented to this House today by the Chairman, Honorable Dede, for discussion and approval. Mr. Speaker, I support, or I want to add my sentiments in this report with reservations on two issues. However, I don't support illegal quarrying and environmental degradations in our county. But there are two key areas which I believe the report does not address accordingly. One, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Speaker, on one, artisanal quarrying. Mr. Speaker, this artisanal quarrying is very rampant in our county, and it is done by individuals. You will find that along the road, Busia Road, or along Nairobi Road in Honorable Akwach's ward, you will find that artisans do collect stones and they quarry them into ballast. Mr. Speaker, the report does not address whether these individuals will be licensed individually. Because if we don't address this thing, Mr. Speaker, the same people will run to the honorable members telling us that we have been arrested as a result of the law which was enacted in this house. The act or the bill does not talk about individual licensing of artisanal quarrying. And it was addressed, it was mentioned in the public participation, if you read the report in depth. Another issue is licensing of river residue harvesting, which is very rampant in our county, especially along River Kibos, River Nyando, River Kisian, Nyakach, along Nyakwiri area. That is very rampant. And you will find that in the report, the Honorable Chair did indicate to us that the county government will designate specific areas for collection of sand 100 meters from the river. And it did not indicate whether the collection area will belong to the county government or individuals. Otherwise, we'll be creating another cartel in the name of designated area, whereby the Honorable Seth Uchienganga offers his land for collection of sand, and eventually he will collect something from
the lorries which will be collecting sand from those areas. The reason why I'm saying so, Mr. Speaker, is that in the era of unemployment, you will find that this residue sand harvesting provides an alternative employment for our residents. So, Mr. Speaker, enacting very stringent measures without providing an alternative platform, alternative distinct platform, will make this assembly enact a law which will eventually come back to us as residents or us as members of the county assembly. So these areas, these two areas, Mr. Speaker, I will like to implore the chair to indicate to us clearly how this artisanal quarrying by individuals will be addressed, whether they will be licensed, and if they are to be licensed, what are the charges? And Mr. Speaker, if you are found to be doing these activities without licensing, what are the remedies when you are taking to court? What are the charges? Because we are talking about quarrying control bill and the control measures as to these two areas, Mr. Speaker, are not addressed adequately. Otherwise, on the areas of individual quarrying in farms, in individual lands, Mr. Speaker, it has caused great environmental degradation in our areas. And Mr. Speaker, on the issue of also the remedies, as far as you will find that in Kanyakwar area, there's a lot of quarrying which has been done in those areas. And as far as environmental impact, it has really degraded those areas. And the law should have cured this anomaly by even compelling this individual quarry miners to even plant trees in these areas. Because if you go to in the areas of the coast where there's a lot of cement mining, you will find that those individual companies like Bamburi Cement, East Africa Portland, they have planted trees in those affected areas. While in Kisumu County, you'll find that those places are just open during rainy seasons, they are flooded. And even as in some instances, kids, even grown-up people, do drown in those areas. So I believe this quantity control bill will address those areas. Otherwise, on the two areas, Mr. Speaker, I reserve my case and I will implore the chair, while he will be replying this motion, to give us the remedies as far as licensing of those two individuals' areas are concerned. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I rest my case. Thank you.
Oh, Kelvin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Also rise to raise my concern or contribute to this special